What is up? It's Ticket Mail. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for stopping by. And a little update with regards to Bryan Kohberger. There's been a couple of things that have happened, but nothing that I was like, to really cover. But to touch on a couple of things, this shouldn't be really too surprising, but Kohberger has somebody that's infatuated with him and in love with him out of Kentucky, a single mother that here says is the perfect man for her and her divine masculine counterpart, and is writing love letters to him in jail. I had heard about this a while back and I was like, do I want to cover this? Do I not? Do I want to get this attention? Do I not? But then I don't know. It's on Daily Mail now. I've had multiple messages about it. I'm not surprised because we've heard of things like this before, that somebody goes to kill and do some horrendous acts, and there's people out there that are in love and infatuated with them. And I was thinking, does this give hope to the incels? But then at the same time, does this encourage incels to do crazy ish? The small percentage, they're not all like that. The small percentage of incels that do horrendous crimes. And then we'll talk a little bit about these incidents from three, I think, university students that claim that he would sit there by himself for long periods of time and just stare at people continuously. So make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, turn on bell notifications, and check out my channel sponsor, Data Seal, a service that I use to protect myself from these crazy people online. Use the link to save 5% off. Check out the free scan, and it's a cool way to support the channel while protecting yourself. Your information is being sold by data brokers all the time. It's easy for anybody to look up your information using people search websites. They can find your home address, date of birth, email address, phone number. DataSeal.io is the data removal and monitoring service I trust to remove my information from the internet. Click the link below and use the code 5OFFALL to save 5% off your DataSeal subscription. I guess there really is somebody for everybody. And this woman apparently had previously confessed her love to some other guy that I believe was a killer. A Kentucky woman reveals that she is lovesick over the accused Idaho killer Bryan Kohberger, describing him as the perfect man for her and her divine masculine counterpart, and hopes he feels the same way about her. Brittany Hislop, 35-year-old single mother of a 16-year-old boy, Lord almighty, I feel bad for that kid, has been writing love letters and sending sultry photos of herself to the alleged killer. We know what he's done and committed. The love-struck mom began sharing her infatuation with the alleged killer on January 4th in a lengthy 2,550-word post, though she has never spoken or met with him. In one of her posts, she writes, "One way to describe my feelings for him over the last week or so is kind of like being lovesick." And in another, she refers to a love-making scene in the 1987 vampire film, The Lost Boys. "I'd want to be with my love interest Bryan in those ways." And she's not a bad looking woman at all, maybe got some mental things going on, maybe stuff going on in her life, or maybe that's just her thing. In a recent post, she spoke about her sensations and desires and shares previous relationships that she had that didn't work out and cost Kohberger her twin flame. And the whole part of where she mentions the part that I just read, where she says she's had previous relationships that didn't work out. I mean, haven't we all? That this guy's like her twin flame. And so I guess she's referring to him maybe having unsuccessful relationships, or maybe the whole incelism. And is she a femcel? I mean, she's had relationships though. She can't be a femcel, right? I don't know. But she relates to him, it seems like, on these unsuccessful relationships. With me being deprived of a love and sex life for so long and only wanting one with someone I truly want wholeheartedly, with my feelings for Bryan, I've had to be true to myself in reaching out to him. She had wrote in a post on Friday giving insight on why she feels as she does and how she added hearts and a pair of lipstick stickers to his mugshot that she said it penetrated something in me emotionally. Some people may not understand that with Bryan being my love interest that I'm fixated on, I don't think of being with others in the ways that I think of being with him. He's special. Thoughts of being with him also give me sensations that I wouldn't get when thinking of someone else, because I have deep feelings for Bryan and I'm fixated on him, although I don't know how he feels about me and if there's someone else he wants instead of me, even though that wouldn't be ideal for my divine masculine counterpart to be that way. Although when I have thoughts of being with him in certain ways, it gives me bodily sensations that are real. Although you may not understand what I'm meaning, I also feel a love for him that just isn't in a sexual nature. As I've known before, whatever that means, the mugshot of him that I added hearts to and a pair of lip stickers, seeing that picture for the first time just affected me. Oh my God, he's so hot. Stabbing people and killing them. Before I added the stickers to it, and it penetrated something in me emotionally. Those emojis, man. Oh Lord, dude. She out here busting. All right, so that's here. She's putting herself out there, giving him some content, jail content. I don't know. So I mean, I don't. I don't know if she has. I don't know what this is, man. A friend of mine. These posts are legit. Like, they're on her Facebook. I've glimpsed at her Facebook, but to read like pages and pages and pages of somebody's just, I'm in love with a killer. Alleged killer. Although I haven't taken a break from being off here for a consecutive amount of days for a while, in the past, I've taken breaks from being on here that lasted over a week. And it wasn't because of any big life change other than me wanting to take a break from being on here and look after my mental health. Although I can post on here and still look after it, I'm not sure when my next break will be from posting on here that lasts a consecutive amount of days. And normally when I go without posting, I also refrain from being on here at all. Some people may not understand that with Bryan being my love interest that I'm fixated on, and I read this part, I have deep feelings for Bryan and I'm fixated on him, although I don't know how he feels about me. We've read all this stuff already. So I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. Not surprising. Scorpio, the scorpion. Okay. Hislop calls Kohberger her twin flame. Oh, that's an astrological sign thing. Okay. Hislop talks about the astrological sign they both share, the water sign, Scorpio, and their alleged connection. She also talked about his physique and wondered if he was getting the letters that she was sending. I'm not just saying it for the reason of me reading that the Scorpio male has a penetrating gaze. Oh, so that gaze that all these other people were freaked out about, she likes, I guess. And that's his zodiac sign based on what I know. But I've also noticed something penetrating about that photo. And it has also seemed that his eyes have penetrating as well when I've looked at it since. But it has felt like he and I are connected in some way when I also feel a penetration from his eyes in that picture. With him sitting down in the picture, I like being able to see more of his body and arms also. Damn. I don't like how, although it's good that I think of certain possibilities, I don't know that if there's any way for Bryan to know about what all I say on here. And then I have the concerns about someone interfering with the letters I mail him, which I hope never happens. But I know if he's my true love, then there wouldn't be any woman he'd want to be with like he would be with me. It is unclear if Kohberger has been receiving any of Hislop's heartsick letters in his prison cell. When the DailyMail.com reached out to Hislop, she did not respond. Oh no, who did? In 2018, she declared her love for Cody Hall, who was jailed for fatally shooting a 50-year-old man in Pulaski County, Kentucky, and attacking the man's sister and another woman with a machete. Oh, that's so hot. It's the gaze in him. This is the post that she made about this guy, and she says here, this is a photo of Cody Hall. I used to visit him at jail a few years ago. He had shorter hair after this picture was taken of him at jail. I was truly and deeply in love with him when I was visiting him at the jail. Oh, she actually visited this guy. And I thought he had feelings for me as well, but he may have not. Not only did a couple of the guards at the jail treat me harshly over Cody, but other people did as well when it came to Cody. I wasn't being rude to those people I was treated rudely and harshly by, but for some reason I was treated that way over Cody. I don't know if he knows that or not. I don't know how he's doing now and if he's in a relationship or not, but I want him and others to know that Cody is the one I feel deeply in love with and felt a connection with after being alone for a while and single and longing for true love. The love I felt for Cody was real and true. He supposedly blocked me from visiting him years ago, but I later found out that it may have been his mother that had something to do with it instead of Cody. Damn. So mama's like, nah, man, I know you killed somebody, you chopped some people up, but this lady, she's not it for you. I wanted to be devoted to him and in a committed relationship. I loved him a lot and wanted to be with him. He may not like me at all, but I hope he's doing okay and knows my feelings for him were true and deep, and I don't want him to think bad of me. On the first Halloween movie by John Carpenter, after the movie goes off, there is a part that shows some people involved with the movie talking, and it shows John Carpenter talking as well about the making of it. And John Carpenter was older, and I told my son, Damien, that he reminds me of an older version of Cody, meaning that how Cody may look when he gets older. I thought Cody was absolutely gorgeous, and I think he will be when he gets older too. I also want to add that me and Cody were compatible at our jail visits. So this is the Lost Boys movie she was referring to. Sleep all night, party all day, never grow old, never die. It's fun to be a vampire. The Lost Boys. Referring to her feelings over the last week or so being lovesick with Bryan Kohberger. And this is the scene that she was talking about, the last scene in The Lost Boys that Hislop was referring to, pictured actress Jamie Gertz and Jason Patrick on the left. Now, this post in February 2nd, we've read most of this, snippets and stuff. So I'm going to scroll down towards the end here. If I ever show certain behaviors on here that wouldn't stand for what my ideal man wants in a partner, I wouldn't like that either. But if he knew me more and we were right for each other, he would know that I wouldn't ever risk losing him, nor would I willingly be an embarrassment to him, although there's a chance that I may never be that to my true love, no matter what. Days after I had seen Bryan's mugshot picture that I ended up adding those stickers to, I went and searched up what sign the moon was in when that photo was taken. And it said online that it was in Virgo. When it became full days later, it was in the sign of Cancer. I was wondering what sign it was in as well, due to me noticing how it was almost full when I had been out that evening that mugshot picture was taken. And I also took a moment to just stare at it briefly before it turned dark, but was still evening time. And I did see some kind of aircraft near it, spy balloon, while I was looking, but I didn't know at that point that Bryan was on a flight back to Idaho. Oh snap. So maybe she saw him. It's like a lining of the stars with Kohberger flying past the moon, even though that was during the day, wasn't it? I know that whatever aircraft I seen likely wasn't the one he was in, though I'm not sure what type of aircraft that was. With me not knowing if Bryan does see these posts or have someone tell him about them, it just goes on and on and on and forth. This girl, professes to be in love with him. And so Kohberger has not been the first alleged murderer. We talked about this guy, Cody Hall. And the interesting thing about Cody is it says here, it was later revealed that Hall had blocked his admirer from visiting him in jail. Damn. So this guy's like, yo, I'm fed up. And I don't know what it's like. I can imagine to be like rejected by somebody that's like killed somebody and stabbed people, allegedly. I think they said he stabbed him, right? Attacking a man's sister and another one with a machete. I don't know if he actually stabbed him. He attacked him with it and he killed a 50-year-old. I wonder how she handled or took that rejection. Now, there was this article that had come out talking about Kohberger's stare, which apparently that's what this lady is attracted to, the stare. And again, this is People and the guy, Steve Helling, which, by the way, if you watched this on Twitch the other night, if you don't follow me on Twitch, check me out on Twitch. We watched the 2020 documentary on the Alex Murdaugh stuff, and it was really interesting. This guy, Steve, actually made an appearance on the show. We got to see his face. Anyway, there was 3 accounts of Kohberger staring at people. 3 different students tell People that they believe they saw Kohberger at the student union building on the Idaho campus in the weeks before the murders, and that they later recognized him after he was arrested for the murders. It was really early in the semester, recalls Chelsea, a sophomore at the University of Idaho. He was at the food court of the student union drinking water and sat by himself. He was the type to stare, she continues. He wouldn't look away if you caught him staring, like he wanted you to notice that he was looking at you. He didn't smile, didn't nod, didn't say anything. He just stared. I told my friend not to be suspicious, but to look at him because the eye contact was making me uncomfortable. She continues, It was so weird that we ended up leaving and eating outside because we wanted to get away from him. Another student tells people that she saw Kohberger frequently, enough around campus that she assumed he was a student at the University of Idaho. So was homeboy prowling the scene around the University of Idaho, in and out of the University of Idaho. It's not a huge school. It's like a small town. Oh, Lord, God forbid, when I say small town, everybody representing everybody, all these attorneys representing everybody, but the times that I said it's a small town, people attack me. No, it's not a small town. She says, so you start seeing the same faces again and again. Hey, when I said it is crazy, the people over there saying it, the couple people that are saying it, it's okay, it's acceptable. But for me, when I say, no, it's not a small town, they become familiar. That one attorney representing everybody that's been murdered, their parents and stuff like that. But no, it's not a small town. They become familiar, like, you know, that you've seen them in class or around campus. I definitely saw him more than once. He was just really quiet, really intense, staring, and made me uncomfortable. And another thing here, so while authorities did not confirm these particular things or sightings, the sightings on campus, I guess, a law enforcement source told people last month that they believe Kohberger spent some time on the University of Idaho campus. Oh, Lord. The sightings have unnerved the school community, including parents of students. Whether or not Kohberger is guilty of killing those kids, there's just something wrong if a grown man who isn't a student can just wander around campus, says Mar Sampson, whose daughter was a student last semester. Everyone needs to be really aware of their surroundings and should feel free to speak up if someone makes them uncomfortable. The University of Idaho did not immediately return a call for comment. Another update that people have been talking about is the gag order that was placed from the judge extending to the victim's family. Well, apparently they're contesting and fighting back on that.
Information or discussing the murder investigation publicly. According to this new lawsuit, the Gonzalez family argues that they are not part of the case and therefore should not be part of the gag order. They also say the gag order is too broad, making them fear they could be put in contempt of court if they talk about the case at all.
That's it for now. You guys comment below. Let me know your thoughts. And this woman, the woman that's obsessed or in love with Kohberger, proclaims to be. I haven't gone down her social media stuff, and definitely don't go attack this woman or anything like that. Never. It's being recorded on multiple media sites now about this woman named Bryan Kohberger, but don't go like hunt her down, harass her. She may have some issues, I don't know, but at the same time, I've heard of multiple other stories where these people are alleged killers and they have a fan base for that, The other thing is tomorrow we're doing the Alex Murdaugh trial. Make sure, if you haven't done so already, click the link and set a notification. Remind yourself for tomorrow morning, 9:20 Eastern. Also, hit the like button on that stream. I'd appreciate that. Check out the channel sponsor. There's a free scan you can go check out if you're curious about it. It helps out support the channel. If not, you can check out Swagget as well. That's free. Thank you so much for the support. Take care of yourselves. Love you guys, and peace. Bloop, bloop.